welcome to episode 14 of Bullish. This is a show on all things commodity, cargo trading, hauling. If it's got anything to do with the market and Star Citizen, we are talking about it. So this is Bullish. We're in episode 14. We've moved our entire operations down to ArcCorp. This is already a pre-recorded video. I did a run earlier, and it is an Astatine run. So some of the comments I've gotten lately, especially in the Q&A section, and the last time I did with Space Shorts, is trying to explain some of the routes I've already got pre-planned and set up. So this is an Astatine run in ArcCorp. It's going to be 3 stops, and as you can tell, I've already got everything going. And so where do I start off? So the route is leaving Area 18. We're going to go to Loveridge, then 061, and 056, and Walla. Actually, I think I did it backwards this time. I think I went to 56, then 61. But anyway, you go to Loveridge on Lyria, then you head over to Walla, and you hit both 61 and 56, and then it's a loop. So we're going to end again where we started in Area 18. If it was just a run, then we would be going to Lorville. So yeah, things to consider what I got on this run. Profit margin for the entire route was 21.4%. The RRT was 34, and my net profit was 133,000. K. So not a bad run. Things I might do differently on this, I would actually do Leverage last, and I'll show you when we get into there. For the most part, it's just not, there's no armistice zone. That's what I'm looking for. So other things I want to talk about, as far as I went ahead and paused the video for the run. The projections. So in my stats, I list all of the expected per commodity price units. So for each stop. So off of aUEC that's where I get my projections from, and I'll kind of mess around with my routes there. I might change up a little bit. So based off of that, I was expecting to only pay 7.00 at Loveridge and 7.00 at 056, and then I was going to pay 7.06 at 061. That's why I swapped it up. Usually I go to 61 first and then I go to 56, but based off of the ArcCorp and what they were saying the expected cost was going to be, that's the reason I went with 56 first, trying to get the 2 lowest ones before I went in. So the expected investment upfront cost, I was expecting to only pay 487,000 at the beginning, and my expected gross profit, not net, was going to be 540,000. So that was the projection, and so yeah, that was it. So what did I ended up doing? So the other thing I do is the actual cost, and we'll go to actual cost when I get there. So I'm going to go ahead and skip forward and get straight to Loveridge, and then we'll pick up again. All right, here we are again. So I come in a little hot on this one. So there's Loveridge on Lyria, or landing. And there's, as you can tell, there are no landing pads here.
That sounds good for somebody.
Which also tells us there's going to probably be no armistice zone. And I end up landing, and you'll see up there at the top right how close we are. There, we have a column array, of course, symbol up there, but no armistice zone. So I think I would change this route a little bit and do Leverage at the end, just because it's so dicey here. And I think at the end, when I take off here, I actually do get engaged and have to do some flares. So I'm going to speed it up to get to the terminal. But yeah, this is Leverage. All right, here we are at the terminal. So again, we thought we were going to pay, let me pause it. Boom. We thought we were going to do 7.00. As you can tell here, Astatine is listed as ArcCorp had told us at 7.00. But yep, there we go. Doing my notes. Again, 210,000 UEC, 30,000. That's the max SCU I can get here. So one option is I can sit here and wait for the refresh. But because there's no armistice zone, and because I'm already expecting to pay 7.00 at Walla, I just press and go. So again, aUEC Corp was 7.00. We actually paid 7.00. Total cost at Loveridge was 210K. Let's speed it up. I'm trying to cut out some of the access time and shorten the video. So let's speed it up till I get into the ship. All right, here we are again back in the seat. Before I get on my seat, I pre-plan my next jump. And of course, decoys are up and take off. Yeah, see there's a red dot at the top. Yeah, I'm deploying decoys right here. I got a missile lock, that's all. No big deal. Just keep pressing. The shields on the C2 are good. I got enough flares and stuff, no big deal. I ended up not following me to Walla. So it happens. And again, that's why I say Loveridge is one of those places that I think in the future I'll go last, regardless of the pricing. I'll go there last. So let's skip ahead to 056. Alrighty, and here we are at Walla, coming in for landing on 056. I'm expecting to pay there. See at the top right, there's my armistice zone icon. That I did not have it at Loveridge. So here again, I'm supposed to be projecting off of aUEC Corp to only pay 7.00 per unit. CSEU, of course. And let's go ahead and skip to the terminal. All right, here's the terminal here on 056 Astatine, and as you can tell, I was expecting to pay 7.00. What I'd actually pay 7.16. So I also track the difference between what aUEC Corp tells me and what I actually pay, and the difference I kind of track that to see how off it is. It's actually 2% off what I was expecting to pay, and as you can tell, I ended up spending 4,500 extra UEC that I wanted to spend for it. So anything over 3%, it'll flag in my system that it's a gross difference in pricing. And so, like I said, that it eats into my overall net profit, right? That's 4.6 thousand that I lost in cost. My net profit, I told you, was 133,854. I mean, that's almost 140 right there, right? Getting up there. So it's a big difference. I'm expecting to pay 7.00 to paying 7.16. So yeah. So again, here I got 30,000 CSEU. I'm almost completely full, about 96 SEU off, and I paid 214,612. We're expected to pay only 210,000. So let's go ahead and skip over to 061, and we'll see how those prices were. All right, so yeah, as you can tell, coming to 61, there's already somebody in a Connie parked there. No big deal. I started getting a little worried, like, man, what did they get here that I didn't want to get? But 056 and 061 are both very popular trading destinations, commodity-wise. And I think here you can get, off the top of my head, it's Laranite, and of course Astatine, maybe Diamond. But yep, something you got to worry about sometimes. People may come in there and spend money, and of course, it sucks. And as you can tell, I'm already pre-planning. So my tip to you again is always pre-plan your jump, your QT times. So I'm already getting it logged into my system, so I can just jump in the seat and go. So let's get to the terminal again. All right, so here's the terminal. So I was expecting to pay, so I don't know what they were getting here, but again, Astatine, I was expecting to pay 7.06, actual cost 7.08. Not that big of a difference. My total expected cost was going to be 67,776. I actually paid 67,934. Not a big difference. Overall, for the total expenses for this flight, projected versus actual, I was only 1% off. So I was actually 1% higher on my cost than what I was expecting to pay. I projected to only spend or invest, how you want to say that, 487,776. Actual investment was 492,000. 546, but that's the price of it. No big deal. Just comes with the cost sometimes. It is what it is. The worst I've ever gotten was doing Vice. So I did a Connie Taurus, and I was 11%. I spent 11% more than I expected to spend there. So that'll eat into your profits a lot. So anyway, let's skip to Area 18. Let's get to the terminal and let's get the final numbers. All right, we're coming to the TDD on Area 18. No tram, just straight here. Well, there's a tram from the spaceport, but anyway. As we're coming up to here, we'll pause the video after I sell some stuff, and I'll go over all the numbers. I track the new term that we haven't really gone over too much. It's called PPC, the profit per commodity. Even though we did the same commodity, which was acetine, I go ahead and break it down so I know how much profit margin and percentage-wise I made at each stop. You don't have to do it. You can just do one big overall profit. Not a big deal. So again, I was expecting to sell it at 540,000. I actually sell it for 626,400. So about 80,000 more than expected or projected net or gross profit. So as always, I'm writing it down right here in my notes. Not too bad of a run though, right? The 9.0 price for acetine I've never seen that change. aUEC Corp listed at 9. I've always seen actual at 9. It's never changed. It's always at 9. Kind of similar to titanium, basically always selling at 8.9. But that's it. So let's go over the numbers now as I pause the video. So this was our ArcCorp Astatine Loop run. The overall RRT, 34 minutes. Our profit, our net profit for tonight's run, 133,854. Our profit margin was huge, 21.4%. We were 0.6% off from an actual unicorn profit margin, which I haven't had. But yeah, profit margin 21.4%. Our POT, profit over time, was 3,394. Not great, really not great, but still great margins for a long run. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So PPC, our profit per commodity. At Leverage, I earned 60,000 in profit. At 0.56, I earned 55,388 profit. And at 0.61, my profit was 18,466. Profit margin per location. We had a unicorn, Leverage, on Lyria, 22.2% profit margin. I've never gotten higher in any run on any margin anywhere. 22.2% is pretty much the highest you can get in profit margin. So it's a unicorn, and you really only can get these numbers with acetine. So for 0.56, our profit margin was 20.5%, and at 0.61, our profit margin was 21.4%. So overall, again, our profit margin was 21.4%. Not bad at all. So that's the ArcCorp Astatine run. Again, not a bad run. I might still suggest inverting it and doing Leverage first. So the trade-off is either I hit the cheapest locations first and try and maximize profit, or I prioritize safety and do the most dangerous location last, and that would be Leverage. So that's our run. Thank you guys again. This is episode 14 of Bullish, a channel in the ArcCorp Media Company. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.